Good morning and welcome to Sunday Special where Dr. Lamba explains Sikhism. The concept of heaven and hell has been there since the times immemorial, and people all over the world, to whichever culture they belong, to whichever religion they belong, have always been curious to know about heaven, how to reach heaven, and how to avoid hell. They perform some good deeds, others sing songs, recite their scriptures, pray to God, or indulge in such activities which are beyond imagination. They become ascetic, leave earth and home, adopt yoga, do recitations continuously, feed people, so that the soul of the person who has died, their elders, goes to heaven. Everyone desires for heaven. And at the same time, everyone desires to live and avoid hell. And yet nobody knows where is the exact location of heaven and hell. Are they there as well or not? Or is it just an idea which has been there but nobody knows what it is? So how does one go to heaven and how does one avoid heaven if you don't know the location? Most of the religions are silent about it, but some religions say that hell is downwards, heaven is above. But the Sikh concept of heaven and hell is not there. As they say, everybody longs for paradise, liberation and heaven, all places have hope. But everyone spoke there, but I don't know where heaven is. And this is the only place which is clarified in Guru Granth. And the page 1324 is written Surag Mukat Baikunt Sab Bachat Nit Asa As Kriye. Everybody longs for heaven, liberation, all places hope for them. And then on page 1161, Sab koi chalat kahat hai, wo na jano baikunt hai kaha. So if you don't know heaven, then how do you reach heaven? That's $1 million question. The issue of heaven and hell, as given in Gurbani, embodied in Guru Granth Sahib, has not been analyzed by most of the Sikh scholars even. What to say of the others? But I, as a student of comparative literature and having interest in multidisciplinary activities, let me tell you that Sikhism here follows the philosophy of Hinduism as far as the issue of heaven and hell is concerned. But then there's a difference. Although by and large we say that heaven and hell is the same way the Hindu culture is there, and they are mentioned, the word heaven and hell is mentioned in Guru Granth hundreds of times, but it does not mean that Gurbani supports existence of either heaven or hell. These have been referred to allegorically and metaphorically after the culture is there. So culture cannot be avoided. By itself, Gurbani does not believe in heaven and hell, but Guru Nanak Dev raises a major question and also answers that question. From where does one come and where will one go? On page 152 of Guru Granth. Jato jaye kaha ke aave, kya upje kya jaye samave. How can we know from where we came? From where did we originate? Where we will go and merge? And then he goes on to say, Sahaj aave, sahaj jaye, man ke upaj, man mai samay. One comes under the law of nature and departs under the law of nature. So coming and going is just a change. There is no death, there is no After life, you come and you go. And then it originates from the mind and absorbs the mind. So it's a question of your mind thinking of heaven, thinking of hell, thinking of where you come. The treatment given to the body after death does not matter, and it doesn't know where it goes. Whether you cremate it, whether you burn it, whether you bury it, do whatever you love. And it's very clearly mentioned on page 648. Ik dabe, ik dabaye, ik na kutte khaye, ik पानी ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸਰੀਏ, ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਫਿਰ ਹਸਨ ਪਾਏ, ਨਾਨਕ ਲਿਵ ਨਾ ਜਾਣੀ, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਏ ਸਮਾਈ. Some are cremated, some are buried, and some are eaten by dogs. Some are thrown in the water. And others are thrown into the dried wells. Oh Nanak, it's not known where they go and with what they merge. But still, since the culture is there, the importance is of good actions. There is no word after death according to Gurbani, where one receives the benefit of what is done in the world. But good actions still matter. You may not go to heaven. मत को जाने जाए आगे पासे, जैसे कर्म कमाए तैसा होपसी, on page 730. Not that anyone should go that he'll receive honor thereafter or go to heaven. Because if you think so, you'll be treated only according to your deeds. जैसा कीचे तैसा पाइए. Now this is basically the concept of karma. As you act, so do you suffer, on page 1028. And by mere talk, people do not earn the passage to heaven, salvation. It comes from the practice of truth. So it's a good action, authentic living, what I say. Andar mal je tirath naame tis bekunt na jana. He says, you can go and take a bath in all the holy places. But if you have filth in your heart, even if you bathe at all these sacred places, you shall not go to heaven. And that is on page 484. So it's a good deed which are stressed. It's not the end. And will take care of itself. But where is heaven? Gurbani says very clearly that the singing the praise of God, mention, meditation, and the company of the holy persons itself is heaven. So heaven is right here. If you do good action, if you meditate, you keep the company of the good people, then you are in heaven. Tੈ ਬੈਕੁੰਠ ਜੇ ਨਾਮ ਉਚਰੇ, ਸਰਬ ਆਨੰਦ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਾਈਏ. This is written by Guru Arjan Dev on page 890. Heaven is where Naam is chanted. All bliss comes when one obtains the blessed vision of the God. Now, you do not have to do good deeds to go to heaven, because heaven is right here. This word is heaven and this is hell itself. After death, what happens, nobody knows. But if you really want to go to heaven, then be here in the company of good people and meditate. Jo simran saiye narak na soi paiye, on page 132. Those who meditate shall not be thrown down into hell, because they are in heaven right here. And then, in Hindu culture, it's mentioned that 84 lakh lives are there. But then, Guru Nanak Dev writes on page 1028, 84 narak sakat bhogaiye. So he who does not adopt the good ways suffers the hell of 84 lakh lives here itself. तहाँ बैकुंठ जय कीर्तन तेरा तू आप श्रद्धा लाइए. But the place is heaven where Kirtan and the God's praise is sung. This is by Guru Arjan Dev on page 749. So you are right here. This life is heaven. This life is hell. This word is heaven. This word is hell. And then it goes on. Mukti, Baikunt, Sadh ke Sangat, Jan Padyo Har ke Dham. Page 682. Liberation of the self and heaven are found in the Sangat, Sadh Sangat, the company of the holy people. So, as a matter of fact, the concept of heaven and hell is a question of your mind, your thinking, your actions. Baikunt Nagar Jav Tera Santvas. The whole thing is repeated. The city of heaven is where the saints dwell. So if you are in a company of good people here, you are already in heaven. You don't have to be crazy about going to heaven because you are already there. Heaven is where the name is chanted. Sarab Baikunt Mukat Mo Pai Anek Nimak Gun Ke Bhago. So everybody, everything is obtained in the heaven, liberation and deliverance, if you sing the songs in praise of the God. Baikunt Gobindi Charan Nityai. So meditate on the lotus feet of the God, and the universe is heaven for me. And then he makes a departure. Holy people, honest people, authentic people do not need to care for heaven or hell. For them, the grace of the God itself is heaven because they are doing good things. Koi Baikunt nahi lave lage. The merits of heaven do not equal the Lord's name. Page 1078. Then he goes on page 360. Dar darshan ka pritam hove mukad Baikunt kare kya? What use is heaven or paradise for the one who loves the God and blessed people have his audience? Tan nahi bachat sarg na anchat ar preet sadrat rachao. They do not seek wealth. They do not seek paradise. They are immersed in the deep love of their beloved and the dust of the feet of the holy. So it's a thought. As I say, mind can make heaven of hell and hell of heaven. But then not only thought, three things are important. A, you do not believe in falsehood. You live an authentic life, an honest life, a truthful life, earned by your hard labor and living. Secondly, you sing and meditate and praise God. And thirdly, you live in a good company. And it's very clear. कवन नरक क्या स्वर्ग बेचारा संतन दाऊ राते हम कहू के कान न करते अपने गुर प्रसादे 959 page. What is hell and what is heaven? The saints reject both, and the grace of my Guru, I have no obligation to either of them. So the very concept of heaven and hell is thrown in the dustbin. But provided you lead a life which is a life of honesty. Kabir Surat Narak te मैं रहो गुर सतगुरु के प्रसाद चरण कमल की मौज में रहत अंत आता है. So Kabir, I have been spared of heaven and hell by the grace of the God. From the beginning to the end, I abide by the joy of my God's lotus feet. Now, this sort of a thing, this sort of attitude, very different than the other attitudes. Because heaven and hell, as perceived in other religions, is after death. According to Sikhism, as I have quoted, this is here in the life itself. And very clearly it mentions, from beginning to the end is God's life. And if you live according to that, your end. He says very clearly, नर के उपज स्वर्ग क्यों जीते वह अवसर अब कद मैं पाई. Born of the human flesh, I have conquered the heaven. Such is the medicine I have given. स्वर्ग मृत पायाल भूमंडल शरण व्यापे माहे. जी उदाहरण सब कुछ रचना हर हर नाम जाए. The paradise, the earth, the hell, the globe of the world, all are engrossed in Maya. Just meditate and liberate yourself. That is the different concept. And heaven and hell are not known. One is born, one dies under the law of nature. But provided you live this way, then you are making this life heaven or hell depending on how you react. Entry to heaven and hell does not depend on the fate one belongs to or the way one's body is disposed of. It's the deeds that count, and heaven and hell are states of consciousness. They are not physical states. They are states of consciousness, not the places one goes to. So this fundamentally different thought of heaven and hell is expounded throughout Guru Granth Sahib. I must have given about 20 quotes from the different pages by different gurus, and including saints Kabir, Namdev, Arjun Dev, Nanak, everybody. But then one concept is running, the thread is running, that heaven and hell are just states of mind, A, and what is required is good deeds, meditation, and company of honest people, because like-minded people are there. And if they are all good, then it's a state of bliss, and that is a state of heaven. Thank you.